It might be difficult to narrow down your viewing preferences with so many alternatives available. We have been given fascinating tales and characters that have evolved into contemporary masterpieces, whether it is Hollywood or international movies. There are films that everyone should watch at least once in their life, whether they are romantic, dramatic, or comedic. Let's go and find out which are the films you just have to watch at some point. The Truman Show, 1998. Directed by Peter Weir, this film stars Jim Carrey as a man who realizes that his entire life is scripted for television on a large set populated by actors. Parasite, 2019. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite is one of the best thrillers you could watch. It became the first film in history to win both Best Picture and Best International Film, this at the 2020 Oscars. The Godfather, 1972. There's nothing like Francis Ford Coppola's depiction of the mob family of Don Vito Corleone. This action-packed story is a must-watch, and that goes for the whole trilogy. Coming to America, 1988. This hilarious comedy with a sweet love story will leave a smile on your face. It catapulted Eddie Murphy into comedy royalty, thanks to his astonishing transformations into multiple characters. Edward Scissorhands, 1990. It doesn't get more quirky than 90s Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder in this Tim Burton classic. Depp plays an artificial humanoid who has scissor blades instead of hands. He is then taken in by a suburban family and falls in love with their teenage daughter, played by Ryder. Pulp Fiction, 1994. Starring John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson as hitmen trying to reclaim a stolen suitcase for their mob boss, this Quentin Tarantino classic is considered one of the best films of the 20th century. It also features iconic scenes like the one of Uma Thurman and Travolta dancing. Schindler's List, 1994. Steven Spielberg's story of Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who saved the lives of hundreds of Polish Jewish people during the Holocaust, is both powerful and heartbreaking. Starring Liam Neeson, the film won 7 Oscars. Casablanca, 1942. Set in the early years of World War II in Casablanca, Morocco, this film stars Hollywood icons Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman in a love story you won't forget. Titanic, 1997. If you haven't watched Titanic, please do so now. One of the highest-grossing movies of all time, it will leave you asking if Jack actually could fit on that door. Did the Right Thing, 1989. Spike Lee both acted in and directed this highly compelling film that brilliantly provides heart-wrenching commentary on racism, classism, and poverty. Call Me By Your Name, 2017. Starring Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer, this heart-wrenching film chronicles their romantic relationship in Lombardy, Italy, in 1983. It's become a modern-day queer cinema classic. Life is Beautiful, 1997. Even if this Italian film is about the horrors of the Holocaust, it has plenty of comedic moments thanks to Roberto Benigni's breathtaking performance. It won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Foreign Language Film and Best Actor for Benigni. Her, 2013, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Her imagines a not-so-distant future where a lonely man falls in love with his artificial intelligence operating system. Before Sunrise, 1995. Starring Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke, the pair play 2 travelers who have a chance meeting in Vienna and decide to spend the evening together before his departing flight. Together with its sequels, each made 9 years apart, Before Sunrise is considered one of the most romantic films ever made. You've Got Mail, 1998. Starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, this classic rom-com tells the story of 2 neighborhood bookstore rivals who absolutely hate each other in real life, but then fall in love. Mean Girls, 2004. Written by the hilarious Tina Fey, no movie has ever spoofed high school culture as brilliantly as this one. And even if years have passed since its release, it continues to live on in countless memes and GIFs. Brokeback Mountain, 2005. In this A-list production about queer love, both Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal give phenomenal performances as cowboys who fall for each other. City of God, 2002. Set in the slums of Rio de Janeiro, this Brazilian film depicts the growth of organized crime between the end of the 60s and the beginning of the 80s. The movie received widespread critical acclaim and was nominated for 4 Academy Awards in 2004. Forrest Gump, 1994. This is the kind of film you can watch dozens of times and it will always amaze you. Tom Hanks give his all as Forrest Gump, an intellectually challenged man who lives an extraordinary life. The Notebook, 2004. Based on Nicholas Sparks' 1996 novel, this film is a must-watch for all the hopeless romantics out there. Who will ever forget that particularly powerful on-screen kiss between Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams? The Sound of Music, 1965. In this Academy Award-winning film, Julie Andrews plays an Austrian nun during World War II who becomes governess to the 7 children of a retired naval officer. You will want to sing around the Austrian Alps after watching it, that's for sure. Get Out, 2017. A perfectly crafted horror movie and provocative racial parable, comedian Jordan Peele's directorial debut astonished everyone, and rightfully so. Back to the Future, 1985. This sci-fi film is a true 80s classic. Starring Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly, who can ever forget him driving his DeLorean back into the 50s. The Graduate, 1967. Set to the soundtrack of Simon and Garfunkel, this film stars Dustin Hoffman as a wandering college graduate, in a love triangle with his married neighbor Mrs. Robinson and her daughter. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, 1975. This silly British slapstick comedy has become a classic in its genre, having inspired generations of comedians. Set in the time of King Arthur and the fabled Round Table, it tells the story of a group of knights on a quest to find the Holy Grail, with plenty of obstacles along the way. Dead Poets Society, 1989. Set at a New England private school in 1959, this movie follows an English teacher, played by Robin Williams, as he teaches poetry to his students. The film gave Williams his second Oscar nomination. Moonlight, 2016. Barry Jenkins's Moonlight is a beautifully filmed coming-of-age story of a gay black boy growing up in a housing project in Miami. The film won the 2017 Academy Award for Best Picture, along with wins for Best Supporting Actor for Mahershala Ali and Best Adapted Screenplay. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975. This over-the-top, perfectly cast musical will not disappoint you. A musical horror comedy, it stars Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, and the late Meat Loaf. A Separation, 2011. This Iranian film follows a marriage sent into turmoil when the couple has to choose between leaving their country and staying to care for a relative. It won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film in 2012. In the Mood for Love, 2000. This movie by Hong Kong director Wong Kar-wai tells the compelling story of 2 married neighbors falling in love. You will be enchanted by its elaborate costumes, stunning visuals, and beautiful art direction. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe for more information. Please do support us.